Is this thing on?
Welcome back to Spooled Life Live. I'm your host, Ram Garcia, and we have another spectacular, energetic, amazing show. We're in beautiful Corpus Christi, Texas, where the sun is out. The wind is kind of it's average, right? A little bit. It's enough to get the sweat going if you're here to fish. Your local cruising to Roy's Bait and Tackle. We're here in the beautiful Roy's Bait and Tackle studio where we have everything you need to succeed on the water, whether it be fly fishing stuff, conventional fishing stuff, hunting clothing. You could use this clothing for hunting, right? Some camouflage, right? A little bit. If you have never been to Corpus, we are the home of the beautiful Selena statue, right? A lot of people cruise into that. We're the home of Whataburger, right? We're not the headquarters of Whataburger anymore, right? Whataburger. We have the Trade Center, right? Cruise into the Trade Center. You could get a cup of corn along with a cold Karbach. I'm sure they have them there, right? Split Life Live is also the home of Karbach Brewery, right? Which we're drinking today. Let's see what our flavor of the day is. It's the original lime hard seltzer, ranch water, right? Let's see what it has in it. It's 4.5% alcohol by volume, but most importantly, it's gluten-free, right? So just in case, right? We want to give a proper shout out to all our headline sponsors. Of course, Roy's Bait and Tackle, Stinky Pants Fishing, Sims Fishing Gear, Sea Tow, Corpus Christi, just in case you get in trouble on the water. Sea Tow Corpus Christi will be there immediately. And if you go back to the Facebook, Sea Tow Corpus Christi Facebook, they have some videos out there that are pretty amazing to watch in what these dudes will actually get into to get you back to safety, right? Whether it be you ran out of gas, right? Whether it be you got motor problems, whether it be stuck in the sand, right? Anything boat problem, boat issue you run into, they'll get you squared away, right? Karbach Brewery, of course, JRZ Lures, my lure of choice to catch anything that is hungry in the water. And sometimes they don't even have to be hungry, right? Sarge Custom Rods, if you're going to catch them on a Sarge Custom Rods. They have some pretty good stuff, high-end quality stuff. You only got to buy it once, guys. You know, stop buying the I'm not going to say cheap stuff, but the stuff that just doesn't perform. You know, you want it to perform when you want it to perform, not when it wants to, right? Forever last gear, right? If you're going to catch them with a Sarge Custom Rod, put them in that Forever Last Gear net to keep them nice and secure, right? And last but not least, we have Sea Tow to protect you on the water, and we have the Koch Law Firm to protect you on land. Just in case you drink too many Karbachs, we have Chinaz Koch and the rest of the team out there to protect you from whatever you need on land, to keep you out of jail. Nobody wants to go to jail on a Saturday, right? If you're going to go to jail on a Sunday, and then have the Koch Law Firm get you out before Monday, right? Be on time for work. So I have none other. Let's get started. I got none other than, I wish I would have asked you where you were from before I gave your intro. Where are you from?
Littlefield, Texas.
Littlefield, Texas. I got none other from Littlefield, Texas, Monalisa Garcia. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. How was the drive first? Was it a little bit of a drive?
Yeah,
Littlefield?
Austin. Well, Littlefield. Actually, that's my hometown. Sorry, but I'm from Bastrop, which is 30 miles from Austin. So I drove last night to Victoria, stayed with a friend, and then I drove here because it's usually like a 3-hour drive if we just come straight, like 3.5 hours. So yeah, I got a break.
Right.
Yeah.
What type of fisheries are in Littlefield? I've never even heard of Littlefield. Dry, maybe a pond here, right?
Which is what my dad used to take us all the time.
Yeah.
When he was off work, during the summer, any type of break we had, we would have to drive to go to a lake to go fishing.
So. Let's give a shout out to everybody from Littlefield, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Littlefield, Texas. If you're watching, I'm sure y'all are. Everybody's excited. Oh my God.
Hometown Waylon Jennings.
Oh, really? Man, that makes it even better. Hometown of Waylon Jennings and Monalisa Garcia, right? Here's to you all. Oh, that's great. That's good. What do you get from that drink right there? What are you getting?
It's good.
Right? Fresh. Limey, freshy, citrusy. Like I want to go outside to eat, even if the barbecue pit's not on, I want to just turn the barbecue pit on. Yeah. Even if you go to the freezer and there's no meat in it, I just still want to turn the barbecue pit on with this right here. Here's to everybody trying to turn the barbecue pit on today. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
Monalisa Garcia.
Yeah. Mechanic, worked for Kia in Austin. I've been a master tech there for 10 years. I love to fish.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I'm always on the water. Like every chance I get, I'm either on the water somewhere. If it's a pond, a river, a lake, offshore, inshore.
And this is kayak fishing.
Yes, kayak fishing. I love to kayak fish now. I did all other kind of fishing, but kayak fishing is the one that got me in.
Right.
Yeah.
When you first started, you weren't always kayak fishing, though.
No.
Where did you begin the whole fishing?
The boats, the banks, just anywhere that there's water. I just go. I did wade fishing for the first time.
Oh, really?
Here, and it was a little sketchy and I was nervous.
Oh, and was it your dad mostly that would bring you to the
fishing? Oh, yeah. He would always take me and my brothers. My uncles would always go. So it would just always be like a big family thing to go to the lake every summer. And
what would y'all catch, like bass and gar and stuff? Oh, yeah. Just a bunch of that boring stuff. That boring stuff, or
catfish are big.
What's better?
To me, okay, I'm gonna have to say reds.
Right. Just the salt water, having to clean your stuff when you get home. Does everybody clean their stuff, like the freshwater people?
Yeah. Clean fish.
No, but I'm talking about like the reels and rods and stuff. You still clean? Really?
Yeah, we clean pretty much everything.
Even though it's freshwater, man, you see, that's horrible. You would think by now, fishing has been around for ages, right? You would think by now we wouldn't have to clean anything. You know what I mean? You would think the reels and the rods and stuff would be so up to par to where you wouldn't even have to clean a thing. You would just go put it back in your garage and it'd be ready to go for the next time, right?
Yeah.
So you go from freshwater to saltwater. What's your first saltwater experience like? It's on the bank, right? It's not kayaking yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Some bulls, some drum. So yeah, it was pretty addicting after that first trip.
You're still in Littlefield.
No,
you're already in Bastrop. Okay, so what's in Bastrop? Is that that's a freshwater?
Yes, yeah.
City as well, right? Yeah. Town, city. The city is Austin. Yeah. Bastrop is like a
outside. like little
suburb from Austin, right? So Bastrop Lake Bastrop.
Yeah, it's super small.
Is it?
Small fish.
I hear a lot about it.
Yeah.
I hear quite a
It's
few.
great though to fish.
Kevin Wills, right, is a bass dropper, right? They fish Dustin Nichols is a bass dropper. Yeah. Do they is it more of lake bass drop, right? Is that more like to go and start the barbecue pit?
Yes.
Or are you ever going to see like a high-end tournament at Lake Bass Drop?
Yeah, you
because I've never been.
A local high, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You do. Yeah.
They do have the local. Was the redfish and greenfish smackdown at Bass Drop?
Tournament. Yes.
That was at Bass Drop?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you won that tournament?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That was your first one.
Yeah. So what we did is you fish inshore the first day, and then you got to drive back all the way to Bass Drop and then catch your 5 bass.
Oh, really?
So that's what I did.
And you had to fish Bass Drop.
Yes.
I wonder why they picked Bass Drop.
It's because it's really protected from the wind. So if you have really bad weather, it's like you're going to be protected and you can actually have a tournament there. Yeah. A lot of tournaments do get canceled from bad weather.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder why they've never had a freshwater tournament at Lake Corpus Christi in Mathis. Is that what it's called? Lake Corpus Christi?
Yeah. I don't know.
Right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty big lake. Maybe it may not be as protected as others, but even on a protected day, I wonder why.
Probably because it doesn't have
enough water.
Maybe or
yeah,
yeah.
If anybody's from Mathis area, maybe that might be a good thing to start, right? A freshwater tournament.
Yeah.
Come to Corpus, catch your 2 reds, because you could only catch 5 bass.
Yes, it was like
regulations. Texas Parks and Wildlife, you could only catch 5, or how does that work? Oh, yeah. So you could probably come to Corpus, catch 2 redfish, go to Lake Mathis, and catch 2 bass, or whatever. That'd be a pretty cool tournament. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just don't like the whole traveling thing to where, was it a 2-day event or a 1-day event? 2-day event. Yeah. That's pretty cool, I guess, right? Yeah. You could take your family out there and camp out at whichever lake you're at, and then go fish in the morning. Launch from right there, wherever. I remember we used to go to Lake Corpus Christi, and you would end up parking like right off the lake. I don't even know if it's allowed anymore. It's probably not, with all the regulations. They want to take everything away from us and stuff. But we used to just camp out right there. And at the time, I was so young that kayaking wasn't even invented yet. I'm just playing. It was. Well, we weren't as deep as we are now. But of course, I wasn't kayaking. And I would assume you would just be able to launch off right there where you were camping at. You know what I mean? I wonder why no one has ever done that. We'll have to talk to the tournament gods and make something happen. Why kayak fishing?
Well, I love kayak fishing because I feel like I'm more relaxed on the water on a kayak. I like to take control of things, so I get to control where I'm gonna go, how fast I want to go. That you can get into places that big boats can't get in, or that you can't really walk to. So I chose to do kayak. I fell in love with it.
What kayak are you in right now?
I'm in 2023 Jackson Nar.
Okay, that's a big kayak.
Oh yeah, love
it. I'm in a Nar as well. That's a big boat to maneuver, right? Off the water.
Yeah.
How do you go from, because obviously we have a lot of lady anglers that are watching. How do you go from car to water with a big boat? With a big kayak?
Yeah, I have a trailer.
So you just back it up as much as you can to the water and trolley it in, I guess, cart it in.
Yeah. Or you can use wheels and cart.
Right.
Because some places you can't do that, like, inshore. It's too muddy or sandy.
Then you got to drag it all the way to the.
Throw it back to the bed and.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough with a big boat.
Yeah.
I keep on saying boat. Somebody count how many times I'm going to say boat throughout the show. I should be saying kayak, right? When you launch your first time kayaking, right? For the young lady anglers that are watching, right? What was your I'm going to call it, what was your why? But why did you even want to start kayak fishing? Or was it like a...
Well, actually, my wife loves to kayak.
Okay.
Fish. Yeah.
Also, she started kayak fishing before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's like, we're gonna get some kayaks and go kayak.
Just to get away.
Like, wait a minute. I'm gonna take my rod and I'm gonna fish off of it.
Oh, she just wanted to go cruising.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do that while you can kayak and I'm gonna be fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just like saw me catching some fish and she's like, oh, I want to do that too now. So that's just where it started.
The when COVID hit, that was a pretty, I wouldn't say an eye opener, because there was a lot of people that was like, you know what? It's all pretend, it's all fake. I don't even know if I could say this. Facebook's probably going to kick us off, but it's all with the Chinese sent it over here and this and that and this and that. So for some, it was easier just to get away from Facebook, and I wouldn't say Facebook, but just get away from the media scene, and go pick up kayaks and just...
So much.
Right.
And sitting in front of a TV and watching.
Yeah, just get away for a little bit and get away from all the hype of COVID. Did you get any COVID shots? I wonder if I should even be talking about this. Can I? Is it all right to talk about that on Facebook? Somebody clarify that. Somebody talk to Zuckerberg and make sure we're okay to talk about the virus. I'm just kidding. Did you get any of them?
No.
No?
Got really sick.
Oh, really? You did actually get COVID? Oh, wow. How was that? Really?
Straight fever. So, yeah.
But it wasn't flu.
It felt like the flu, but way worse. It was like, I feel like every day was getting worse and worse and worse.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean, it hit me really hard. And I'm the type that I'm just, I get sick a little bit, but I'm just like, nah, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're good.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing will slow me down, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
Man, I could talk for a whole hour of nothing but this stuff. Because, I mean, how do you even know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like flu symptoms, but the doctor told me I had COVID, or the test told me I had it. I guarantee you this show's getting kicked off. Guarantee it. Right? Anyways, so let's get back to the fishing stuff, the good stuff that's for real, right? Tournament fishing. You've done several. You've won, right?
Yeah.
You've actually been on the podium. Which was the one you won again?
The redfish and greenfish smackdown.
And what was that? What did you have to catch for that?
It's 3 rounds, and then 5 bass, and it was by inches. So whoever had the most inches. Right.
Day 1 of the redfish greenfish smackdown. That's what it is, right? Redfish greenfish smackdown. The night before, what are your things? This is your first tournament.
Yeah.
Right. What are you thinking the night before?
Oh, I was nervous. I was just thinking, what am I going to do? Hopefully I find some fish, just all of that stuff. And then inshore, some places you got to like make sure you follow the tide. And right. I was too worried about what lure I was going to use, make sure my string was good and my hooks were good, that I forgot to pay attention about the tide.
Oh.
So yeah, the next morning I did get stuck for about an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then as soon as I got out of getting stuck, I ran into some good fish.
So what did you do? Did you wait? Did you wait till the tide to come back, or you got out and... Okay. A lot of people will say that, yeah, well, especially the guys that that'll get like 15th and 18th place. Nothing against them, right? At least they're out there, right? At least they're out there competing. You know, sometimes you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You can't win them all, right? But a lot of the guys that will get like 15th, 18th, 20th, 50th, 60th place, they'll say that it's for fun. I had fun. At least I had fun. Yeah. Right? Is it fun?
Yes.
I mean, do you enter a tournament spending money, right? Telling your wife, hey, guess what? I got a tournament this weekend. It's a 2-day tournament, so don't even come at me with anything to do this weekend, dude. All right? This weekend is my weekend. And she's like, dude, I want to go have fun too. You know what I mean? You already had to pay for the tournament. Is it really fun?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Yeah, y'all heard. This is the Monalisa show right here, guys. Right? So that's good that you say you can't just keep it strictly business.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you obviously want to win, right? You don't enter a tournament expecting to just have fun, right? And lose. You know what I mean? It's always a plus to win. It's always a plus to catch fish, right? Of course. Do you think the tournament scene has you as an upcoming, not upcoming because you're part of the Royce team, right? Obviously, as a person that I'm trying to get the right words out. I'm not done with my first Karbach, that's why. But as a person that's new, I'm going to say new to the business side of fishing, right? If you're part of teams, if you're not just going out and turning the barbecue pit on the side of the road, I feel that you're part of the business side, right? You want your specific companies that you represent to succeed, right? You want them to make money. At the end of the day, it's about making money. Do you think that it's a bad thing that a lot of new anglers are coming into the scene wanting to get sponsored?
I think it helps with like the financial side,
Right.
It's good for like one of your sponsors to be like, hey, you're going to be in a tournament and I'm going to mail you these to try, instead of having to go buy it and
like
use
fund
money. Yeah, because you want to use that money.
It's expensive. It's expensive to go, especially if you're going to travel to Florida, travel to Maine, right? Travel to California, especially being from Texas. So, I mean, you got to get there somewhere, right? You got to get your equipment down there. Funding is always good. The thing that I see is the influx of anglers, right? At some point, they're going to say, or I mean, at some point we say, right, coming from the end that's looking at the anglers, we're always looking for good anglers, right? We want a good team. We want a solid team. We want a team that represents well, right? At some point, there's a line that says, dude, I already have too much.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you, but there's too many. I already have too many, right? What do you do at that point?
I would just try to outshine them.
Right? Keep grinding, right? Yeah.
Thing. Just keep grinding. Just try to be you and outshine everyone else.
Yeah. Keep fishing. Keep trying to catch fish. Make it as organic as possible, right? I always tell everybody to be the easy part in being on a team is catching fish, right? We're all supposed to catch fish, The hardest part is selling something. Yes. Try not to be too salesperson-y. You've heard me say it 1,000 times already. Yeah. But I feel to be as organic as possible is to go fishing and create a story that represents yourself. And also Dude, I want that cap that Lisa's got.
Pink.
Yeah, look at that cap, dude. Where do you even get that cap? Where Waterloo Rod Company? What is that? A rod company, right? Obviously, good from Victoria, Victoria, Texas. We got them here in Roy's Bait and Tackle. If you want to come check them out, we got them all day long. I think we close at 6. Right, we're here to 6.
Pink ones for the ladies.
Yeah, pink for the ladies, blue for the men, or either or. Right, either or. If, for the men that like pink, Yep. Moving along. Have you competed against your wife?
Oh gosh. Every time we're on the water.
Because she was the one that thought to bring kayaks to the picture, right? When you all go fishing, is it like a competition?
Yes.
Is it?
All the time.
Does she ever win or
Yes,
or we can't say that
and
on
then
the line?
for another week until I go back and try to beat her.
Does she beat you more in freshwater or saltwater?
No, neither. I'm just kidding. She's good. She's good at saltwater. Teaching her how to do bass. She's not as patient as me, so bass fishing is kind of boring to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that how bass fishing is?
It's a little bit more patient.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been told that it's like a lot of like trout fishing, speckled trout fishing.
Okay.
Cold water speckled trout fishing. I guess summer trout fishing is a more high paced, right? But
I just feel like it's a lot more when you do bass fishing. I mean, you have a lot more stuff on your boat, electronics and things like that.
yeah, right. A lot easier to find fish like that. Every year I say I'm going to get into bass fishing, or at least attempt it. And I never do. I don't know why. Yeah. I just don't know.
It's super exciting though when you get a big one. It's
really?
Yeah.
What is the fight of a bass like?
To me, it kind of reminds me of a speckled trout fight.
Oh, really?
Jump out of the water and they.
Oh, yeah. But they're fairly small, right? I mean,
they're small, but they're heavy because they're chunky. They're really heavy, so it's pretty. Right. It's a pretty good fight.
And we're talking about a largemouth bass, right?
Yes.
You know how? I wonder if a largemouth bass. You never see people eating bass.
No.
Why? Because you can, right?
Yeah, you can. I don't know. We just never grew up eating bass. It's just my dad.
That's just something you don't do.
They tried one time. He was like, "Ugh, it's fishy." Didn't
okay, so there's a reason why it just doesn't taste good.
It's like a trophy fish, so people do tournaments to catch them. So
yeah,
if you eat them, then there probably won't be big ones.
And there's a lot of money involved with redfish and trout fishing, and these people eat them daily.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. And what gets me is people won't eat a bass, but they will eat an alligator gar.
Yeah.
I mean, just by looks, right? I would want to eat a bass. Yeah. I would think. I don't know. Hey guys, I'm just saying. Guys.
Crappie's really good.
Oh yeah, crappie too, right?
Crappie's real good. My dad loves crappie.
Or what's the other one? The not crappie. There's bass, catfish, right? Obviously.
White bass.
Yeah, white bass. White bass is another popular one that people love to fill their stringers. How many can you put on a stringer? Like 20 something?
Yeah, I know it's a
25 or somebody give us the limit of white bass. 20 something. Tastes like chicken. Chris Cantu is in the house. Tastes like chicken. Somebody give us the limit of white bass. We always see that's a seasonal thing too. It's not a year round where we always see the influx of people with their stringers, holding their stringers up with 25 white bass. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's almost like speckled trout limits in Louisiana. Lot, right? Yeah. How do you feel? I know I'm going to get something from this one because I talk about it all the time, but it's a big deal to me. How do you feel about our trout limits? Well, because I'm just new to saltwater fishing. I don't know
very much about it, but what I do know is that they're trying to get the speckled trout population bigger because of the freeze and the overfishing. So
they gave us, we used to catch 10 years ago, right? Somebody's going to say, no, we didn't. Yeah, we did. We used to be able to keep 10. And this is already my second one, guys. So y'all already know how I get. The REAL part of the show is about to happen, right? We used to be able to catch 10 years ago, and they took it away. Now we were only able to catch 5. They took it away, and now we're only able to catch 3, right? But you, Chris from the Speckled Truth is going to be pissed off that I'm bringing this up. But they're supposed to give it back to us in August. Yeah. In August, that's supposed to happen, where we could keep 5 again, right? Do you think new to the waters, to the saltwater side of stuff? You think we're gonna get that back? You think we're gonna get 5 back?
I think so.
Or do you think they're just gonna stay at 3?
So I think people have been catching some pretty big trout.
Yeah,
a lot of trout.
It takes a while for a trout to get that size, to get a 30-inch size.
Right.
I wish I knew how long it took for a speckled trout to get the size of 30 inches. But I'm pretty sure that he wasn't born after the freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And he got that big from freeze to now.
Yeah.
Right. He had to have been small. He was probably a teenager.
Yeah.
He was probably playing video games and in their little rock house and their little grassy bed and stuff like that. But that's weird. Tony Young says no. What is that, Tony? What are you saying? Is that a no that we're going to get it back? Or do you think we're going to stay at 3? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's so big of a deal to where the tournaments now are almost, you cannot bring in live fish, right? The big ones. We want you to record your release, right? We want you to record your weight. We want you to release the fish. We want to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big deal. Yeah. It almost adds a little bit more pressure to the angler that you really want to have, right? We want to have fun at the tournaments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to purchase a scale now, right? It has to be a scale that everybody uses. They can't just be one that messes up and it makes your fish look 10 times more than it really is. Your springs are all froze up in there and stuff. And I don't know. It'll come back in time. Eugene Mora is in the house. San Antonio area, another one, right? It'll come back in time. TPWD is on it. As long as they're on it. What I would have done, and this isn't a Texas Parks and Wildlife show, right? So we're going to go through this as quickly as possible. But what I would have done, instead of taking fish from anglers that like to eat fish, right? I guess 3 fish is okay, but 3 trout, not so much. You really don't get too much from them guys, right? But what I would have done was hired a bunch of game wardens, right? I would have hired a bunch more game wardens. I would have created jobs, hired game wardens to protect the speckled trout and enforce the law a little bit more than it is, right?
Yeah, we need that.
There you go. I don't know. I'm not running for mayor or nothing, right? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know. But that's what I would have done, right? Kayaks. So since the beginning, when I have been watching Monalisa Garcia, I've seen you in a couple kayaks.
Yeah.
Right? When you are purchasing a kayak, right? If I gave you $5,000 in a gift card, for Roy's Bait and Tackle, right? This is like the sweepstakes, like the Spoiled Life Live sweepstakes. And you won a $5,000 gift card, but you have to buy a kayak. What are some key items you're looking for in a kayak?
Room. I'm big about room. I want it to have plenty of room, plenty of places to like store stuff.
Right.
Um, just and I want it to be like stable where I can stand up. I love to stand up, stretch, sometimes take a nap on it.
Yeah, exactly. You want your seat to recline as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how come kayak seats, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good kayak seat that's actually comfortable to be in all day long, right? I think there's still a transition between touring and fishing. We're going to put both of these together and we're going to make a bat to the bone kayak, right? But none of them come with headrests.
No.
You know what I mean? It's always lands like in the middle of your back and you're like, oh my God, and your life jacket. It's almost like kayak companies and life jacket companies are mad at each other because your back support is always in the way of that bar in the back of the seat. And you always have to like flip it above that bar or it's just so uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And you want to have it on. I don't think it's a law to have it on a kayak. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I am. But I don't think you have to have it on while you're in a stopped position. I think in the boating world, if you're in motion, you have to have it on. But a good one to answer that, I think he did answer that, is Glenn Madden, but I'm not too sure.
What about when you have a trolling motor?
I'm not sure. That's true. That makes it a boat then, right?
Yeah.
You got TX numbers. But I think if you're in motion with a trolling motor, with a Torpedo 1103 or whatever you decide to pick, right? If you're in motion, then you got to have it on. If you're stopped, you got your micropole anchor and you hit that down button and you're stopped, then if it's inflatable, yes. If it's a regular PFD, no. That's cool. I choose the inflatable type. It's a lot more slimmer design, keeps me a lot more cooler. I look a lot cooler and I am cooler with an inflatable life jacket. That's good to know because that's tough.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I look for kayaks, I look for all that stuff, right? Drive types, right? There's quite a few of them. Yeah. What drive type do you choose on your kayaks?
The one I currently have, I feel like the one that goes back and forth pedal drive, it hurt my lower back.
Like the fin type?
Yeah, the fin type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Yeah.
It always hurt my back. So now I got the other one that's like a bike and I like it.
Yeah, like a propeller drive system. We have multiple here at Roy's. We have the fin type, we have the propel type, and we also have Zach Gibson. We have Cole, right? We have Joe Alcala in the house to help you out with whatever. Some might say the propel type might hurt their back, right? It's always good to try a kayak out, of course. I have several of them at my disposal, right? If you are looking for a kayak, we all do. There's a team of us here at Roy's Bait and Tackle that have multiple kayaks, and we are here to support and help the kayak community. And if y'all are more than welcome to try out one of our kayaks or one of mine if y'all are local, right? The fishability of a kayak is what I look for, right? I'm fishing off of it. Comfort level. I want to stand up in this thing because my back is going to be hurting. So I need to stand up. You know, if I don't want it to be too tippy, right? I don't want it to be. I also don't want it to be too sluggishy. You know, I want it to move when I tell it to move. I want it to perform when I want it to perform, right? It needs to, right? The $5,000. All right, we gave you five. Kayaks in general have became so expensive, right? Just here recently, but I think COVID did that to us as well. COVID made a lot of anglers become kayak anglers, you know, because they had to sell their boats, and you know what? Well, I just can't, you know, I lost my job or whatever, and I have to go fishing. You know what I mean? To get away, to let loose and stuff. So I'm gonna buy me a kayak. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's what happens when a lot of people want to do something. Those companies that are supplying the stuff that those people want to do, they're gonna raise the price on stuff, right? So, what is your kayak of choice? $5,000 right now. You have 3 seconds. Jackson Nar. So you've what is in a Jackson Nar? What is the best thing you like about it?
The seat.
Really? The seat?
How fast is it?
Well, I guess the seat. These opinions that I'm giving is my body type, right? The seat is a stationary seat, right? It doesn't, you don't adjust. I mean, it's not a car seat, guys, right? It's not like I said, there wasn't a headrest on there, nothing like that. But for a small person, right? What I've done is there's cushions that you could buy now, and I put that on my back to help support. Most of the time, I'm standing up. I like to sight cast fish. I don't like to cast all day long. I like to only cast from the fish that I like, that I want on the stringer. You know what I mean? If it's a baby fish, I might catch it to break the ice. You know what I mean? If I'm not catching nothing, it's been like 6 hours that I've not caught anything at all. I might catch a small fish to just help me get pumped up again. And you know what? Now I'm going to catch something, right? That's a good choice. Jackson Kayaks makes a good kayak. We got them here at Roy's Bait and Tackle. We got the whole line of the FD series, which is the foot drive, right? Everybody wants the foot drive now. We also have the traditional paddle type, right? That is good when you need the kayak to do what you want it to do on your end, right? Kind of like a surf coming back from the breakers. We like to call it BTB fishing. You want that kayak turned this way, though. You know what? You're catching a rogue wave. You need it to act a certain way. The paddle type is a good fishing kayak, right? Current events. Let's talk about some current. You know what? Before that, we've already been on for 43 minutes, and 43 minutes and 15 seconds. And you already know that I like to give something away at that specific time because that's good luck. So let's see what we're giving away here. This is brought to you by Monalisa Garcia. We have a couple of surface minnow, kind of like a twitch baity lure, 3D prism finish. We're going to give all this stuff away. I'm going to box this up in one box. We got a G2 Pro stringer, right? To keep your fish nice and fresh before they hit the fryer. We got Gulp Alive. You like Gulp?
Yeah.
Gulp is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Gulp is good till you hit the sun with it, right? If you want to keep this on your fish, if you're like me that wants to just get home, you know what? It's wife time. I got to leave everything in the truck or just over there at the tree, right? This is you're going to get some problems, guys. It's going to shrink. It's going to get stuck on your hook. But as long as you keep it in this box, right? You keep maybe that's why they supply this cool. It's a cool little box, waterproof box. It's got some liquid in there, some scent. It keeps them nice and fresh, nice and ready to go. It's a good bait to use, right? We also got this Frog Togs. It provides up to 4 hours of cooling relief. It's in Mona Lisa's favorite color, hot pink.
Yeah.
Right? We're also going to give this away to keep you nice and cool from the harmful heat out there in the Corpus Christi waters or wherever you all decide to fish. First person. This we also got to give Kelly Black a shout out, right? To providing these things that you could buy these from Roy's Bait and Tackle. Kelly Black is in the house providing these with the Ferris brothers, right? Ferris brothers. Giving us away, giving Mona Lisa a good price pack for you all, right? First person. I bet you Austin Matthews is just ready to hit those keys. This is called the Austin Matthews Challenge, right? We didn't do it last show. We're doing it this show. The way this is going to work is if Austin Matthews wins, because he wins all of them, we're going to pick somebody else, right? We're going to pick another winner. And that winner is going to win a Sport Life Live Swagger Packer, right? First person, guys. Let me get my pen down. Let me get my pencil down. First person to tell me what was the name of the tournament that Mona Lisa won first place in. We've said it several times already, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a 2-day event, right? Mona Lisa's wife cannot win. I see her on her phone over there trying to text, trying to put an answer in. She cannot win. It was a bass tournament. All right. So here we go. I already knew this was going to happen. All right. We have a winner. And it's Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews says, well, we're going to give a shout out to Kyle Manack as well. Bass tournament. Yes, it was, but that is not the answer. Austin Matthews says redfish, greenfish, smackdown. And we're also going to pick another winner. So pick another winner without seeing the screen. Pick a number from 1 through 5.
4.
4. All right. So the fourth person that submitted, hey, we don't even have 4. Pick a number from 1 to 3.
1.
All right. Here we go. Chris Cantu is the winner. We have a little bit of a delay. So I told you that was going to happen. Thank you all for participating in that. That was a tough one. That was more than 5 words right there to type. And that's pretty fast. So Austin Matthews, thank you so much, man. We're going to send you this stuff. And we're also going to send Chris Cantu a swagger packer. Thank you for participating in the Austin Matthews Challenge, right? Good stuff coming from the Ferris brothers, Kelly Black. If you did not win, you could find all this stuff here at Roy's Bait and Tackle, right? Moving along. All right. Here comes the good stuff. You ready?
Yeah.
How do you take drama on the water?
I haven't really experienced drama on the water. I've learned to respect people. That's what it's about respect people's space when they're fishing.
Right.
Just pretty much that's what it's about.
Right.
So I haven't had any drama.
Man, well, that's good.
We're going to.
Yeah, it's bound to happen at some point, right? Especially tournament fishing. Unless I feel like the drama happens to the people that win, right? The more you win, the more you do something good, the more you do something that sets you apart from somebody else that can't do it. I think that's where the drama happens most, right? And it might not necessarily be drama towards you, but it's drama that affects you, right? I'm quick to hit the delete button, right? And I never forget. I might be cool, right? I'll be cool with you. You know what I mean? But I never forget stuff like that because I really don't need it. You know what I mean? It's it's like you said at the beginning, it's for fun.
Yeah.
You know, all of this that we do is for fun, but there has to be some sort of respect there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't really know anybody. You know? You know them as much as they want you to know from Facebook posts. You know what I mean? We know that you fish, right? We know that you fish off of Jackson Nar. We know that you now we know that you're from Littlefield, right? But we really don't know to a certain extent to say something bad about somebody, right? Or discourage somebody from doing what they're trying to do in the fishing world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
Right? Some dude told me one day, a long time ago, you could be anything in the world, right? Anything you want, you could be in the world. Just be kind, right?
Yeah.
But can you imagine how much people, if everybody was kind and everybody was nice and everybody was cool, can you imagine how many people would be in your secret spots? Right?
Yeah.
There'd be a lot more than there already is. How do you feel about we're going to bring it up. How do you feel about the Patreoners selling spots?
I don't know.
Is that the only where it is? Is that the only place it is, Patreon, that people sell spots?
Yeah.
Like on YouTube and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, just hopefully nobody hates me for this, but I think, I mean, it to me, it's like a job. So if that's the way they want to make money, or I see it. I mean, it's good for them because we don't know what kind of situation they're in, or I mean, I know a lot of people say it's bad because then too many people go to that spot and outfish it, and they're always there, especially for a tournament person that knows that spot.
Yeah.
Now they got to go find another spot, because that one's being outfished.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's it's in between.
It's tricky.
It's really tricky.
Yeah.
It's a hard question for sure.
Because you are right. I mean, if you see them, you're obviously following them, right? Maybe they're not friends. Right. They are on your friends list, but maybe they're not friends. Yeah. They're like friends, lowercase f, not uppercase left. But you could open up a Patreon and start a little business of y'all's own. Is it legal? It's not legal to take somebody, and I don't know. This is Ram Garcia talk, right? It's not legal to take somebody fishing for money if you're not a captain, right? But it is legal to open a Patreon and sell coordinates. Mm-hmm. Should you be a captain if you're going to be selling coordinates?
Probably not.
You shouldn't?
I mean, no.
I don't know either. I don't know.
It's hard.
That's weird. It's a tricky situation to be in.
I mean, hopefully the people are respecting the water, the fish, and, just not just overfishing it all the time.
Man, I guarantee you, I'm going to tell you right now, if I ever purchase a guided trip, and I hope I hope the guides are watching. If I purchase a guided trip, I'm going to go to that spot again. Mm-hmm. I paid for that spot. Is mine now, right? Mm-hmm. I purchased it. I'm going to keep on going there every weekend till there's no more fish there. I'm just kidding.
But is there really? Fish move all the time.
Yeah, they have tails, right? They move. But for a person, not me, right? I'm saying me because I don't want to point the finger at anybody. But let's just say somebody from Littlefield, right, wants to fish. They see Monalisa online, and they're like, dude, I want to be like her, right? She's 20. Not you, but the other girl, right? is like 20, and she's like, man, I want to be that. I want to be that. Right? I just don't know how to be that. I've never even been to Corpus. I want to go check out the Selena statue. Right? So I'm going to hire Jesse Torres. I'm going to hire Jesse Torres. I'm going to hire, who else am I going to hire? Who other guys are good?
See,
what's your buddy's name from Victoria?
Oh, Ray Ortega.
I'm going to hire Ray Ortega, right? I'm going to hire them guys. And I'm going to get that spot. And that's the only spot I know of now. Because this is my first time in Corpus. And guess what? I joined the PRL. I just don't know where to fish, though. So guess what? I just spent $600 on Ray Ortega. I'm going to go to that spot.
Yeah.
That's the only spot I know. And I paid for it. I don't care if the fish moved. I'm still going to go to that spot, even if I catch or not. That's the only thing they know. Is that fair? Is that fair for the guide mostly? Because that guide, I say that because I'm sure those dudes, I'm not talking about the guide that is only a guide on the weekends, right? I'm talking about the guide that is everyday guide. That's the way he puts his food on the table, right? That's the way he buys his Christmas presents, right? That's the way when his mom calls and says, hey, guess what? We're making tamales this year. That's the way he goes to H-E-B and buys all the stuff, the corn husk and stuff, right? Is it fair for them guys?
I guess it just depends. I mean, on a kayak, you can get in places that they probably can't.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
But then you see, then that happens. You can get so many spots on YouTube, right? Yeah. You can get spots on YouTube. You can get spots on media. People are always giving away their backgrounds. Then you get the heartburn from that end. You're like, dude, people are burning my spots. Yeah. How come you're in my spot? Yeah. Right? That's my spot. That's nobody's spot to start with. But man, you just gave away you just gave it away last week. That's a tricky thing.
I would just try to go somewhere where nobody else is at.
Right. But back to the main. Do you think Patreoners is bad?
Honestly, no.
Right.
To me, it's not.
Y'all heard it here. Right? It's a business.
It's a business.
It's like opening up another business. Yeah. Let's say you open up a nail business, right? You open up a nail, there's tons of nail businesses, right? It's kind of the same thing. But to open up a nail business, you have to have a nail license, right? You don't just open up a nail business, hey, guess what? I'm going to do this, but I don't have a license. Yeah. Then I feel like the nail businesses that do have licenses would be like, hey, what's up, man? I went to school to get this thing. You know what I mean? That's not fair.
Yeah, it could be paying somebody's school.
College, yeah.
Could be putting food on their table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, me neither. If they don't like it, they could just delete the person. Yeah. And not see it.
Yeah.
Right? Just be quick to hit that delete button. If you get anything out of this show, let it be this. Be quick to hit the delete button. Right? Yeah. What's next for Lisa Garcia?
I'm trying to learn fly fishing. I'm teaching myself fly fishing.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I'm going to try to enter some fly fishing tournament.
Okay.
So I'm working on that, teaching myself how to fly fish, and just do more tournaments. Maybe do YouTube videos. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's tough. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people that are doing YouTube videos. You know what I mean? And just editing itself is tough. The people that do it and do it well, man, that's good stuff to just watch. There's some people that do it and you see and you almost want to just go hit the pause button and go make a bag of popcorn just to come back and check it out. You know what I mean? Let's give a shout out to your sponsors and affiliates.
Salty Head,
Salty head jig heads, yeah.
And Los Pescadores. Of course, Roy's Bait and Tackle.
There you go. Right. What else? What else is in store? What tournaments do you have ahead of yourself here in?
Gosh, there's like so many that I
2023, right?
Yeah.
The PRL. The PRL is a good one here in Corpus. The Elite Series, right? Do you ever do any online tournaments?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, those are freshwater tournaments. Texas Kayak's Bass League, they're online.
Okay.
And so I do those too. It's once a month. So those are pretty fun. Those are really fun.
Right.
And then saltwater tournaments, I'm just doing boats and kayaks. So
right.
I'll have a bunch coming up.
Yeah. There's an online tournament right now that is one of the sponsors for the online tournament is Spooled Life Live. There you go. It's called if you're all are on Facebook, it's called the Couple Kayaks Fishing League.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Couples Kayak Fishing League. Yeah, we'll call it that. David Morissette, tag the name on it if you can.
Tammy.
Yeah, Tammy Morissette, they're watching with Couples Kayak Fishing. Yes. Couples Kayak Fishing, right? What you got to do for the month of June is catch a certain amount of redfish within a certain amount of inches, right? Let's say you catch a 26 to 28, right? That counts as one. You catch a 20 to 23, that counts as another one, right? The chart is up there. You just got to fill in the gaps, right? And you could win some pretty decent money, right? It's never too late to win or join. It's never too late to join as long as you join within the month of June. Right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Tag the group page there. And somebody's gonna win, man. Somebody's gonna win good. Austin Matthew says, do they tell you what lure or color to use? That's half the battle.
Did they tell me?
I don't know.
What lure?
I prefer the local giving info on what's biting and where, right? I don't know. That's tough. Maybe he's talking about the tournament. Some tournaments do tell you what lure style to use, right? I know Speckled Truth does a tournament yearly on like an older type lure where you have to only use a shrimp tail, or you only have to use this, or you only have to use that.
Artificial.
Yeah, like a shrimp taily type, right? That's tough. Those are the tough ones. You know, it being an artificial tournament is tough in its own, right? What else do you have for the for Spooled Life Live? What else did we miss? Did we miss anything? I don't think so.
No.
What's next for Lisa Garcia? Right, of course, you're gonna more tournaments.
Encourage women to fish more.
Yeah. What is the women's league you're involved with called?
There's a couple of them. There's Bass Girls. Well, they're pages. So there's Bass Girls. There's Salty Girls. There's Yak Sisters. And we haven't had tournaments yet, but we do get together and go fishing and stuff like that. So if, women want to learn how to fish, just get onto those and use those tools. There's always somebody fishing, and you can always just ask, or they're always inviting, meetups to have meetups and stuff like that. So
yeah. Obviously there's a lot of firsts, and I hope I don't get in trouble, guys, because this is hard for me to say, right? Because I'm on the men's side, right? There's like a line right here, women's and men's, right? So I really don't know. So that's why I'm asking. Do you think it's a big deal? There's a lot of firsts when it comes to women, right? Like women guide, right? I was the first woman guide over here, right? And I was the first woman guide over here. right? And I was the first woman to do this, and I was the whatever, right? So on and so on, which is okay, right? Yeah. You got to be proud of what you're doing. Do you think it's bad to say I'm the first woman angler to do this, or should it all be just one? Like, hey, guess what?
I see it.
I did this. You know what I mean? Right. So there is room. It's not just a man's sport, fishing, right? And I'm saying all this, most of the people will say, oh my God, here he goes again, right? I'm saying all this because there's a lot of new viewers on the show. There's a lot of moms, right, that are watching the show that their kids are coming up and they probably asked Santa for a fishing rod and they got it. And they're like, dude, now what do I do? You know what I mean? Well, dude, Lisa's on Spool Life Live, dude. It's a huge accomplishment, right? Take them fishing. You know what I mean? Don't make it like so secluded to where I know some of the tournaments, there was 3-man. It's a 3-man tournament, and they weren't letting none of the girls fish because it was a 3-man tournament, which I had never seen anything like that, which I don't notice it because, like I said, I'm on the guy side of this stuff, right? So it doesn't affect me most, but there's a lot of these tournaments that are like coming up, women-specific tournaments, like the lace,
yeah,
something lace tournament, or I know PRL's doing one. I know the Chad Pederick's doing one.
Yeah,
stuff like that. Do you think they should all just be just fishing tournaments and just, you know what, who cares who it is and just go fish? And
yeah. That's why I like the couples.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Morset and Tammy, because it's just.
And they're doing a great thing. Morsets are doing a great thing to where it's couples fishing, not necessarily couples. I think this one is a single man tournament, but they do get involved with the couples fishing to where you get yourself and your significant other fishing against other couples, right? Which is pretty cool. I haven't seen them do that in quite a bit, right? Maybe they'll get that going. But as long as they're doing it, Spool Life Live is going to be right there with them, right? What else? What else you got? What are y'all doing this weekend?
This week I'm gonna go fishing.
Fishing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. But I don't know what it is. Just...
I have a wrestling tournament to go to, right? It's at the Richard Borchard Fairground Center. I'm not wrestling, right? So y'all don't go scrambling trying to buy tickets. I think they're already sold out. I'm not sure. But my man, Coach Polo, is wrestling. I wish I knew his wrestling name. I don't know his wrestling name. I really don't know how even this is going to turn out. I might, you know how you see the WWE and the WWF and all that. Is that even something WWF? Right, it is, right? They'll have like Trump or like a high-end celebrity run in and they'll go and tackle somebody. I think that's my part tonight at the Richard Borchard. I think I might just go jump in and tackle somebody.
I'm going to try to go to bed early so I can get up and go fishing.
Yeah, there you go. Man, well, it's been a hell of a show. I want to give a shout out to my headline sponsors again. Marco Polo. I'm not sure. Nacho Polo. That's definitely not him, right? his school name. He's actually my daughter's PE coach at school is Coach Polo. But I'm sure his wrestling name has got to be a little bit more aggressive than Coach Polo. It's got to be like Bull Red or something like that, right? I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be pretty cool to check out. Of course, Roy's Bait and Tackle, right? Supplying you with everything you need, whether it be from the water to the quinceañera to the pulga, to the Eckarts, to the Super S, to the Montgomery Ward, to the winds, to the Sonic, right? They got you covered to wherever you're going to be on a Saturday night, right? They got everything here. Right now, just pan in the store. I see Huck, right? I see Aftco. I see Olakai. I see Sims, right? Keeping me nice and fresh. Forever Last Gear, right? Stinky Pants Fishing. Cito Corpus Christi. You may not even think about needing it, but when you need it, they're there to keep you out of a bind.
Yes.
That could ruin your day in a heartbeat, not having Cito. If you got a motor, if you got above or at 6 horsepower, right? This goes to all the skiff guys, little baby skiffs. The guys are using 6 horsepower motors. Cito will cover it, right? It's one-time fee, one-time membership, and they will get you covered from a bind that could happen. Karbach Brewery keeping us nice and fresh, man. What were we drinking today? Ranch water, hard seltzer in the original lime flavor, right? 90 calories. So you don't even have to go work out after one of these. 0 carbs, 2 carbs, which is okay, right? Depending if you're keto or not. JRZ Lures, my lure of choice, Sarge Custom Rods, and the Koch Law Firm to keep you nice and safe. Sometimes it's to keep you not as long in there, right? Hey, sometimes you do something and you got no choice, guys. You're just going to have to go in and take it, right? But we got the Koch Law Firm to minimize that time you're in there. Man, it's been a hell of a show. What are we missing? Anything else? You got anything else to add?
No, I think I'm...
What could you tell? One thing you could tell the upcoming anglers that are watching. One thing. What would you tell them? There you go. I like that one.
And you'll win.
Right. Just let it happen.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. It was a hell of a drive, right? Yeah. Bastrop, 3.5 hours. 3 hours, 3.5 hours. You get to pass Prasex, right? You stopped, got some lemon bars, got some beef jerky, right? It's been a hell of a show. The next flyer will be out in a couple weeks. I'm not sure the date, the exact date of our next show. I know we got a couple trips lined up. We're going to Disneyland. Of course, it's time to tube the river, right? Everybody's going to the river and stuff like that. Y'all be safe. One more thing. Austin Matthews says, who rescues the stuck kayakers? It's definitely not Cito, right? You got to have above 6 horsepower for them to get involved, right? If you're stuck in a kayak, man, you better... That's tough. The Coast Guard will help, right? Yeah, the Coast Guard helps everybody. Yeah, that's true. The Coast Guard, Austin Matthews, everybody knows that. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like I said, the next flyer will be out. For the winners, slide into my DMs. I'll get y'all's address, and we will get y'all's prize packages out. Some good stuff coming from Mrs. Lisa Garcia. And Chris Cantu, the Spool Life Swagger Packer, will be out your direction in no time. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. Enjoy y'all's weekend. Spend it with family. Spend it on the water. Spend it safe. We'll see y'all next time.